Hi guys, welcome back to Clumsy Cakes. My name's Amy. So today we're going to be making some homemade cow tails. So let's get started. So to get started, in a large sauce pot, we're going to add our heavy cream and then our corn syrup. I just wanted to talk about this measuring cup for a minute. This is an adjustable measuring cup that's used for sticky ingredients like peanut butter or corn syrup. So it has a plunger, so you can just plunge the ingredient out and then scrape off the excess with your spatula. And I'll leave a link to it in the description if you're looking to check it out for yourself. So now we're going to add our granulated sugar. Just make sure that all of this ends up on the middle of the sauce pot. You just don't want it to splash up and hit the sides because that will lead to caramelization and your caramel just will not cook evenly. So you're just going to give this a stir and make sure that all of the granulated sugar is saturated with the cream and the corn syrup, and then you're not going to stir this at all until it boils, and that's going to be over medium-low heat. Once at a boil and the solution has turned from a milky white color from the cream to an opaque color like you see here, you're going to add in your cream, and then you're going to cook this to 250 degrees Fahrenheit on your candy thermometer. If you don't have a candy thermometer, I'm going to show you next what to look for with just appearance when you're at about the right temperature. So once this mixture returns to a boil after adding the cream, it's going to want to bubble over. So you're going to want to continuously stir this until it reaches 250 degrees. So don't walk away from this, don't watch a show while you're doing this, just patiently wait and stir until you reach 250 degrees. As you're watching this, you're going to see it turn from a white color to a dark amber color, and you're going to see my head in the way a few times because I kept having to check my thermometer. It kept stimming up on me, so I had to check it pretty closely to see beyond the steam if I was at the right temperature. I don't know what I did to it, but welcome to Clumsy Cakes. Once your caramel is at the right temperature, you're going to shut it off and then add in your butter and stir that in until melted. You'll know that your mixture is ready to test when it is a little bit thicker as you're stirring, and also when it turns a dark amber color like this. So just pick up some of your mixture and put it into a bowl of cold water and just let it cool. And you're just going to try to pick it up, and what you're looking for is for it to be picked up in a ball that's soft and pliable. So this is not ready, can't even be picked up. And this is a little bit more ready, can be picked up a little bit more, but not into a ball. And this is getting there. It's in kind of a loose ball, so not quite. And then this is ready. You see how it's kind of more in a pile, and I'll pick it up in a second. Yep, and that is your ball. The first thing you want to do before you even make the caramel is prepare your pan. So what I did is I sprayed the bottom of a 9x9 inch baking pan. Some people use jelly roll pans, that's fine too. But I sprayed the bottom of that with non-stick spray and then I laid a piece of parchment paper inside, and then I sprayed the top of that as well with parchment paper. And you're going to want to do this first because you really want to get the caramel into the pan as soon as it's ready, because it's going to set pretty quickly. So while you're waiting for this to set, you can do two things. Clean your sauce pot and your candy thermometer. You want to do this pretty immediately because, again, the caramel sets pretty quick and then it makes it kind of difficult to clean. I apologize for the quality of this video, however, I just wanted to show you how to clean your pot. It's very simple. All you gotta do is fill your pot with water, bring it to a boil, and brush the sides of your pan with the water, thus melting the sugar and making your pot a whole lot easier to clean. The second thing we're going to do while we're waiting for our caramel to set is just get our cream filling ready for our cowtails. This is just a very simple cream filling. It's just some vegetable shortening and powdered sugar. So you're just going to mix that all up and put it in the piping bag and just set it aside for later use. So what I did was cut this caramel in half, and half was going to be for cowtails and the other half for caramel creams. And in the end, the caramel creams didn't really work out for me. So those will be on a separate episode. So subscribe down below and hit the notification bell so that you're notified when that comes out. So the first thing I have to do to make these cowtails is to roll my caramel out just a little bit thinner. I used a 9x9 inch pan to make this caramel a little bit thicker for two reasons. One, I was intending on making caramel creams as well, so I needed the caramel a little bit thicker. But I also like to make the caramel a little bit thicker because I like to be able to control how thin my caramel is. If I used a little bit bigger pan, I run the risk of the caramel being a little bit too thin for my liking. And you can always go farther with something and make it to your liking, but once it's gone too far, you can't go back. So if my pan was a little bit too big and the caramel was super thin, I can't make it any thicker. I can always make it thinner, but I can't make it thicker. What I was looking for with this was about a 1/4 inch thickness. So as you can see, I have no tip on my piping bag. All I did was cut a 1/2 inch diameter circle in the bag and then proceeded to pipe a line of cream down the length of my caramel. Next, I just folded the caramel over the cream and made sure to pinch the ends to make sure that the cream didn't spill out. Next, I just simply took my pizza cutter and cut the cowtail away from the excess caramel. And then I just repeated these steps until all of the caramel was used up. And now go ahead and dust your work surface with some more powdered sugar. And now we're going to do one of my favorite steps in this whole process, rolling out your caramel creams. You want to roll these out to be thinner than they are, but you don't want to roll them so much that the caramel becomes one with the cream and then you're not really going to have a lot of cream filling in the middle. So just be careful. You want about a 1/2 inch in diameter cowtails. If the tube gets too long, feel free to cut it into 2 or 3. I went with about 3-inch long cowtails. And this is the finished product. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It really means a lot. And if you enjoyed this video and you learned something, please leave me a like down below. And while you're down there, leave me any comments for what you would like to see next. I'm really on a processed food / snack kick, so if you want to leave any suggestions for one of those, that would be great. Subscribe to make more delicious messes with me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!